Welcome back to Retirement News Online from our studios here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And as you approach retirement, one of the biggest decisions you'll make is when and how to claim your Social Security benefits. Now, with hundreds of claiming strategies available, the difference between a good choice and a great one can mean tens and even hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. Joining me is Kris Bashford with Acclivus Group in Scottsdale, Arizona, and Anissa Anthimiades with Golden Year Benefits in Gilbert, Arizona. They spend a lot of their time with Medicare and Social Security. So, Kris, starting with you, Social Security is very complex. And right now, at the time of this conversation, a lot of people are wondering if it's going to be around for them because, you know, the fund may be insolvent. But let's just start at the beginning. Some common mistakes that people make if they start to do this by themselves.
Yeah, I'll start with a factoid and say that there are 2,728 different scenarios for individuals when selecting when they should choose Social Security and how it affects them. So it is not an easy system to learn, kind of like our tax code, right? You know? So the reality is you really want to sit down with somebody who knows what they're doing. At the Acclivus Group, we are one of approximately 17, 18 different enterprise agencies in the country that have registered Social Security analysts on our staff. And so what we do, we sit down with an individual by first of all giving them what we call a roadmap. And in that roadmap, there are some questions that encapsulate, are you married? Do you have dependents? Do you have any dependents who happen to be parents of yours or youth that have special needs? Have you been married multiple times? What is the potential income that you have? Have you been a domestic homemaker for most of your years, and you'll be claiming benefits on your spouse or former spouse? So there's a lot of different scenarios that come in, and then we basically take all of the responses that are part of that questionnaire, and we go ahead and get access, of course, through, visiting with our client, our prospect, and we get their Social Security documentation. We help them log in and receive that, and then we go ahead and put it into a formula using our algorithms, and are able to spit out an actual month and year as to when is the best scenario for them to take it and under what context. One of the myths about Social Security is that they can just go ahead and declare it at 62 and a half, and they'll get X amount of dollars then, and then if they wait till as long as age 70, then there'll be a multiplier. Well, maybe. So that's the circumstance. We want to help them decide what is appropriate for their circumstance and their household.
Hey, Anissa, so you deal with these questions too with your Medicare clients as well, and I'm sure they ask you all the time, when should I claim? In your mind, how important is working with a financial advisor or an agent in this area? Because, I don't know, you just said, I don't know how many claiming strategies we have over there. If you count spousal benefits and all the other complexities there and the tax implications, it sounds like it's pretty important to have professional help.
Yeah, I think it's the most important thing because I don't think you can really go back on it, but basically I think it's 100, and the national average is for each household is about they miss out about $110,000 over their lifetime by claiming at the wrong time. So that's a huge thing. And usually we're dealing with this at Medicare, transition off of, retirement time, a bit off of getting off of employer coverage, of course, and transitioning to Medicare. And that's when everybody is saying, what do we do? And so that's the best time, of course, to jump in and see and get that roadmap. You don't want to just go based off of the thing that Social Security, the letter that has the number there, because that's, I think, what the average person does, because they don't know any different. They see this number and they call in and they say, well, if I wait till 70 or however, that's going to be this and that's it. Well, there's, as he said, a lot more variables that you want to make sure that you're protecting yourself with just knowing the facts before.
And the Social Security Administration cannot advise you because there's liability, right? So you have to work with somebody, because they're not going to be able to answer much of your questions other than, well, if you take it at 70, it's going to be this much, and if you take it at 62, it's this much. Can I help you with anything else?
Yes.
I think that's an important distinction
Yeah.
because a lot of people think that that's what a Social Security counselor will do for you, is help you make the decision. No, they'll answer questions for you and they'll give you a report, and then they leave it up to you. They're not going to do anything to help give you guidance. That's not their job. So you are going to have to seek out your own professional assistance.
Well, I mean, if leaving, the average household leaves hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table, that's probably why it's still solvent.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think I read a stat. Social Security was in place in 1935, I think, or 1936. Over that time, at that time, the lifespan of a person was under 60. It was like 59,
Right.
so they made out like bandits.
Yeah.
But over that time, there's been something like it's almost $4 trillion has been left on the table in benefits because of improper claiming strategies and people not getting help. So we have people who are living longer, which is the good news, right? Medical science has helped us a lot.
Yeah.
Medical care is expensive. When it comes to longevity and health, how does that play into the into the strategy? Because, like right now, I think the data will tell us if you're 68, you don't have any major health issues, you're probably going to live into your early 90s. So that's part of the calculation, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is indeed. What we actually do is encourage our clients to go to, it's a website, it's free, www.living2100.com. And you can go into that site, and it actually gives you a questionnaire based upon your environment, based upon your health conditions. You put it in there, and it actually gives you an estimate of how long you're expected to live. And it takes into account your zip code, so geographically where you live here in the U.S. And it basically says, okay, it's looking at all of the details, what they call metropolitan statistical analytical data. It's the same data that the government uses in order to assess, the strength of a market or not, and whether they're going to get more benefits or not paid in. So it basically spits out where you're at and where you're going to be. So then we use that as our indicator. So we don't leave it up to the individual to say, oh, I want to go 20 years. No, we allow that website to give us a number based upon your responses, so that we can go ahead and make a proper assessment. So it's everything, being able to do that, and then we can go and build a plan that works for them.
I'm sure I don't want to know how long I'm going to live. I'm not sure there. I do know that I want to live long enough to become a burden to my children. My guest has been Kris Bashford with Acclivus Group in Scottsdale, and the lovely Anissa Anthimiades with Golden Year Benefit in Gilbert, Arizona. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. This has been Retirement News Online. Thanks for watching.